welcome to Vegan to Go-Go. This is a vegan cooking show. My name is Jess, and today we're making some zucchini with some chickpea stuffing, and it's also got some mushrooms in it. Very yummy. And so what I'm going to do is start by working on my zucchini here, and you can see I've already prepped 3 of the other zucchinis. And what I do is just chop it in half. You can leave the stem on if you want. I just took mine off. I'm not sure if I'll have room in my pan for this guy, so we may only be able to fit the other half of them. What I'm going to do first is just scoop out the insides, and if you've got a melon baller, that would work excellently, but I don't have one of those, so I'm just using a spoon. And this actually doesn't take that long. It does require a little prep work, but it's not so bad. So our chickpeas that we're going to add into this, what I did was I took about half to 2/3 of my chickpeas, and I went ahead and just gave them a chop in my little, either you can use a stick blender, quick chop, whatever you've got. And that way, you know, if you leave them whole, that'll work too. But if you chop them up a little bit, it might be a little easier to get into the zucchini. And so that's how I manage that. And yeah, I'm thinking our last guy's not going to fit, but I'm going to go ahead and chop them out here too. Just a little more demonstration for you. Give this a go. Now, one of the cool things about this recipe is that you can flavor it in a bunch of different ways. Today we're going to be using coriander and also some cumin and lemon juice. But if you want to take this in a whole other direction, you can use basil or other Italian herbs. Cook it with some spaghetti sauce and just do a whole Italian theme with it. So very versatile. Zucchini, I love zucchini with just about anything. So definitely a lot of ways you can do this recipe. So it looks like we're kind of squished, but it looks good to me. So what I'm going to do real quick is chop up my zucchini a little bit. You can just give us a rough chop. Looks like I'm going to make a mess here. So I'm just going to chop this up, and then we are going to move everything over to the stove. Okay, so we'll see over there in just a minute. I've got a nice hot pan here. It's on about medium heat, and I'm going to add about 1 chopped onion. And I'm just going to saute this for about 5 minutes till it's soft. And I use kind of let's say a medium dice on this, but you can chop it any size you want. I figured since I'm filling the zucchini with the onion, I didn't want to leave it too large. So this is good. It smells great. Love onion. So again, we're going to let this saute just about 5 minutes or so. Soften up. And then we're going to add some garlic. Alright, so we're going to add some garlic. I've got 2 cloves of crushed garlic. You can do minced garlic, fresh garlic, that's fine. I use my frozen cubes. Just going to saute this again for a couple more minutes, just to cook it a little bit. And then we're going to start adding the rest of our ingredients. And so I've got about half an 8-ounce package of sliced mushrooms. And then I've also got my chopped up zucchini. So we're just going to add those in, and we're going to saute those again for about another 5 minutes or so. So I know it hasn't been 2 minutes yet, but I think this looks pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and add in the mushrooms and our zucchini. Just give it a good stir. Let it cook up, cook up a little bit. Okay, so we'll meet you back in about 5 minutes. So we've been sauteing for about 5 minutes, and it looks good. The zucchini's cooking down, and so we're going to start adding the rest of our ingredients. And so I've got some coriander, and some cumin, and some lemon juice, and my chickpeas. I'm gonna let this cook up, combine, and we will then get ready to scoop into our zucchini. So before I add my filling in, I'm just gonna add some salt and pepper to taste. You could have done this on the stove too. I just thought we would do it here. Quick stir. And you don't have to wait too long after you've cooked. So, I mean, you can do this while it's still warm. Just don't get your fingers in there. And I've got my oven preheating to 350. So I'm just going to fill these guys up with some of our filling. And if you have extra filling, don't worry about it. You know what? Just save it, eat it with some rice or something. It's good even when it's not in the shell here. So one of the benefits of doing this zucchini filling is that it's really nice presentation. So if you're going to be hosting, you know, a dinner party or something like that, this is, you know, a little bit prettier than some dishes. But say you don't have much time and you just want to try the recipe out and you don't want to bother with scooping out your zucchini and stuff, just, you know what, chop up the zucchini, throw it together, saute it in a pan. Tastes great either way. So, and the filling is pretty much fully cooked right now, so you could just eat it as we speak. Okay. So I'm just going to continue filling these up, and then we're going to toss these in the oven. Alright, so there are our zucchini, and they look and smell great, by the way. And so hopefully, I did grease the pan before I put them in, so they should come out easily, but you know, it's always like pie, you know, the first one's the hardest to get out. So we will just make an attempt here. Looks good. And we just had them in for about 30 minutes. Looks great, a little too hot to eat right now, so we're just going to let it cool off and then have a great dinner. So I hope that you enjoyed this recipe, and if you'd like to check it out, you can do that at veganagogo.com, and if you'd like to email us, you can do that at fans@veganagogo.com. So thanks for joining us this time, and I hope you enjoy this recipe, and we'll see you next time. Feeling important?